We have team coverage tonight showing you what's inside the new terminal and introducing you to people behind the design.
We begin with KMBC 9's Jamie Weiss, who's about to board the last flight out of the old KCI. And Jamie, we're talking about, well, the end of an era.
And that's exactly right, Chris. It is the end of an era. And Southwest, the final airline leaving the terminal here, is making this a celebration. Just check out the display they have here. They just made that final call just minutes ago before we started the newscast, letting passengers know this is it. This is going to be the final flight. And they're commemorating that. They are giving every passenger those custom Coke bottles. They've got a balloon arch for people to take photos with. This is really meant to be a celebration of the closing of one chapter to the beginning of another. We've watched more and more people walk into the gate here, hugging, celebrating. People have custom t-shirts on tonight. Just thrilled to be a part of this chapter in history. And so coming up in the next half hour, we're going to actually talk with the very first person who's going to be boarding this flight to Chicago Midway. Also, they're going to be one of the first to board that flight tomorrow as we make our way back. You're going to want to stay tuned for that live interview coming up at 9:30. Reporting from the old KCI terminal, I'm Jamie Weiss, KMBC 9 News.
We're going to be along for that historic flight. KMBC 9's Jamie Weiss live right now at the old KCI. There's a spirited group of travelers behind you, and the last flight out of the old airport is probably soon to board, right?
Right, so about 30 minutes ago until boarding, the Southwest crew here was really nice to us. They're going to actually wait until we board live at 10 o'clock. I don't think the crowd here really cares, including the first person who's going to get to board this historic flight. Gary Horsch from Olathe is joining me live. Just talk to me about being here, being a part of this experience.
Well, I wouldn't miss it. I mean, I've been flying in and out of this airport hundreds and hundreds of times over the years, and I've been waiting for a new airport for so long. So I'm going to be the first one out, and I'm going to say good riddance to this old place.
And you are clearly decked out in Chiefs spirit, in Kansas City spirit. Talk to me about being a part of this very spirited group of people who want to be a part of history here at the airport.
Well, of course, the Chiefs that is Kansas City now. I mean, throughout the world, everybody knows Kansas City now. And so I just wanted to make a shout out to the new airport. It's going to be the best airport in the United States, maybe in the world. And so it's just, this is a new day, and it's going to be phenomenal. I don't think we have any idea what this is going to mean to the future of Kansas City.
And I wanted to ask you, because as excited as you are for this terminal to be closed, I'm sure you've got some memories. It's maybe a little bit bittersweet for it to be closing.
Well, I was telling one of the Southwest employees, I can remember getting off many flights and not knowing which way to go. Do I go right? Do I go left to get out of here? Standing in lines in bathrooms, or bathrooms that are broken, that they're closed. So I've been waiting for a long time for us to get this new airport.
And last question before we have to send it back. What is your mindset going into being on the last flight out, first flight in tomorrow morning?
Well, I'm just so thankful that I was able to get a seat on this last flight out, because I'll remember this for as long as I live, and I'll tell this story to my kids and grandkids. But then to be on the first flight in, that's unbelievable. So it's like, man, double your fun, I guess.
Double your fun. And there's definitely a lot of fun here at the old terminal. Stay with us coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. We're going to be here as this final flight boards. Laura, Chris, we're going to send it back to you.
All right. The last flight out of the old KCI, and Jamie, it is the end of an era.
That's exactly right, Chris. It is the end of an era, and they are giving the final boarding announcements right now behind us. They are about to start lining people up for boarding right now, and there is so much excitement here as we are getting ready to board. I just want to let this moment sit for a moment. You can just feel the excitement and the energy here at the old terminal. We've seen so many people out here, just folks who love Kansas City, former city council members who are out here, and here it goes. We are going to watch live the final boarding begin. So I'm just going to let this play out for a moment, y'all. History in the making.
Making your way over here to the silver columns, A group only, A1 through 3.
And Jamie, you're on board this flight, so it's Southwest. Are you going to be getting on board anytime soon, or are you in the last group?
So we decided we're going to be in the last group. We want to make sure so many of these people who have been here, who were the first to buy these tickets the second they were announced, could do so. And this has been really a commemorative flight. Every boarding pass that we got at the bottom of the boarding pass, it says the final flight out of KCI. You can see now as people are starting to board, they're getting commemorative bags from Southwest. This has just been there's so many former Southwest employees that are here tonight at the terminal to celebrate this moment. And as bittersweet as it is for this old terminal to be closing, I think everyone is very excited, very ready for what's to come tomorrow. A lot of folks on this flight are making their way back to Kansas City with us tomorrow morning. Of course, we'll be live on First News for you. We're Team No Sleep here over here at First News, but we're going to keep you posted on that journey. And we're just so excited to be a part of this, Laura and Chris.
All right, Jamie. Well, safe travels. Safe.